Hello my lovely friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Kat and today we're in a different location. Mentioned in my Q&A that I wanted to start a series on my channel. I'm starting a lot of series at the moment, but basically like a big sister advice video series. I have been told numerous times that I give like big sister energy, which I'm totally into. I've always wanted to be a big sister. I'm not the mum friend, I'm the big sister friend. So I put a question box on my Instagram, which is Casey Ravel if you don't follow me, and basically just said, is there anything that you want me to give you some advice on, anything you want me to talk about? And you followed through. So I wanted to make this video a bit more cozy, a bit more personal, you know. I feel like I want this to be like I am, just your big sister chatting with you, you know, on the end of your bed, giving you some advice, that kind of thing. So that's how we're doing this. I've stuck a cardigan on because I was cold. I've got a blanket over me. I've got this absolutely obnoxious cup of tea. My little kitty cat is sitting down here, so you might hear him snore or anything. I don't know, he might come and say hi, but we're just gonna get into it. So I got quite a lot of the same things. I basically like compiled questions that I got multiples of and made them sort of like a generalized question rather than just like loads of questions worded, loads of the same question worded differently, if that makes sense. We're going to start with the more sort of light-hearted ones and then we will move in to some tougher topics. So in this video I will be talking about weight, eating disorders, body issues, self-confidence, things like that. If there are things that you think you can't hear about right now, that's fine, click off. There are plenty of other videos on my channel for you to watch, or I'll just see you in another one. So I'm going to start with like the lighter hearted ones, as I said. So I got a couple of questions about how to find new music to listen to. My favorite way to find new music, and probably the easiest way to find new music, is actually on Spotify, and it's the Spotify radio function. If there's a song or an artist that you really like, on Spotify they compile a radio for you. So it's basically artists and songs that are very similar to what you're listening to, things that have similar characteristics or are in a similar genre, or they're artists that have links to each other, and it's a fantastic way to basically go down the rabbit hole and find loads of new music. I have found so many new artists that way using the radio. It's so easy and so useful. There's also a really cool website called, I think it's called Every Noise at Once. I'll have to find it and link it. It's such an interesting website. So it's basically every single genre you can think of, and you can search in the, and this is my favorite way to use it. You can search in the search bar for an artist that you like. It will come up with every genre that they are found in, and you can click on those genres, and then it will show you other artists. And it's kind of done in like a, I don't know how to describe it, but it'll be like, if it's an artist that's like really heavily linked to this certain genre, their name will be a lot bigger, and then there'll be lots of smaller artists all around, which is really fun. And it also gives you a great chance to explore. You can click on the name and it will give you a little snippet of something that, like one of their most popular songs, and if you like it you can click through and it'll take you straight to their Spotify. So that's a really great way to find music that you like and to explore new genres like as well. Like there's some genres that have like the strangest names, and it's fun to explore. I could spend hours on that website. So those are definitely my top 2 tips for finding new music, is the Spotify radio and Every Noise at Once. Spotify also, the more you use it, the better it creates things for you. So the daily mixes are really good on Spotify, and the Discover Weekly. I have never found Spotify to recommend me something and me think why, you know, like it's always something similar to something that I really enjoy. Another question I got was how to make colourful or grungy eyeshadow wearable. I don't like this question because if you can wear it, it is wearable. you know? Like this isn't bold for me. This is like very casual. The only eyeshadow color that I think is like, whoa, is black for me. Like if I was to wear like black eyeshadow, that's like out the box crazy for me. So I don't know. I feel like with colourful eyeshadow, if you are a bit wary of it, or you work somewhere where they don't necessarily want you to be wearing like bold makeup, just like a pop in the inner corners, or like a little bit on the lower lash line, or neutral crease with a shimmer on the lid that is a colour. That's a great way to introduce colour into your makeup routine. Also, if you grunginess, I think grungy looks are neutral. More often than not, they are neutral, because it's like mustards and warm browns and like dark greens and things like that. So you can make them very neutral. And I think what you pair eyeshadows with as well is really important. Like if I had just paired this with a nude lip, I don't think it would look as like intense, I guess. And grungy looks, if you pair them with a nude lip, then they're going to be a lot more pared down. It all depends on just how you do the rest of your face, I guess. I'm under the umbrella of people that believe you can wear whatever the hell you want, whenever you want, and that makes it wearable, okay? Lastly, for like the sort of light-hearted ones, was tattoos, how to prepare for tattoos, expectations, aftercare, things like that. If you don't know, I am a tattooed lady. I've got quite a few. My arms are pretty covered. I'm hoping to start getting my legs done this year. I thought I wasn't going to, because I have a couple of leg tattoos and they were so painful and they are so small, like you have no idea. But my tattoo artist got a numbing cream, so I'm going to start working on my legs this year, hopefully, if all goes well, and I'm going to finish up my arms. I've got so many ideas, I'm so excited. Anyway, I do have a tattoo tour video. I will link it up here if you're interested. It is the video on my channel that has got the most views. It's at like 23k at this point, which is just absolutely crazy. Like, I don't know why it's had so many views, but like I'm not mad about it. My biggest piece of advice for your preparation for your tattoo is finding the right tattoo artist. There are lots of different tattoo artists that will do the same style. Tattoo artists are not scarce. It is quite a saturated market, so don't settle is my best piece of advice. If you can, try and have an appointment with your tattoo artist, like physically or over the phone or something, to discuss your design, just to see if you get on with them. I might have to adjust so I can lean up against the back because my back is hurting. I'm sorry, I've just had to adjust the camera angle because my back was killing me. Sitting in the middle of the bed just was not happening, so we're doing this further back, leaning up. Sorry about it. But yeah, I've had experiences with tattoo artists which were not bad. Like, I'm not going to say they're bad. I haven't had any bad experiences with any of my tattoo artists. It's just a lot more comfortable and a more enjoyable experience if you get on with your tattoo artist. If it's someone that you can talk to through the whole experience, it makes it a lot less painful because you're distracted, and it just is a nice memory and a nice attachment to your tattoo. It's like, oh, during this tattoo we talked about this, and you know. And it also means that you're going to trust your tattoo artist more, and you're going to feel more comfortable with them, and then you're going to feel more comfortable to tell them if you don't like a design. And that's my other piece of advice. Don't be afraid to say that you don't like the design. This is something that's going to be on your body forever, so don't settle. Like, if it's not the design you want, or if there's an element that you want to change it. You can. The tattoo artist isn't going to be mad at you, because they're going to want you to love their work that they've put on your body. They're not going to want you to be disappointed in it in a couple of years or regret it because you wish you had said something. Every time I've been tattooed, you know, we go over the design quite a few times, and even the placement when you go there, when they put the stencil on, if you don't like it, ask them to move it. Don't be embarrassed, because otherwise you're gonna regret it. My next big advice for preparation is to eat a big meal beforehand. You're gonna get a big adrenaline rush when you're being tattooed because of the pain. and if you haven't eaten, you're more likely to pass out, you're more likely to feel sick. So definitely eat beforehand and bring some sweets, bring a Red Bull, bring something with some sugar in for afterwards, because you're gonna need it. Most of the time when I've had a tattoo, I come home and I have a nap because it's exhausting. You're using up a lot of your energy because it's painful. And that's another thing. Tattoos are painful. Anybody who says that tattoos don't hurt are either one, lying, or have a very, very, very high pain threshold. The best thing to do is just to expect it to hurt. And then if it doesn't hurt that bad for you, that's great. But if you go in there thinking, oh, this isn't gonna hurt that much, and then it's really painful, it's gonna feel unbearable. So definitely have the expectation that it is going to hurt, because then you'll be more pleasantly surprised if it doesn't. For aftercare, the best thing that I have found for aftercare is just keeping it clean and moisturized. I see a lot of people putting like covers over their tattoos. A lot of people will cling film their tattoos for a couple of days. I don't think that's a good idea. If you think about if you had a scab, for instance, that's what a tattoo is. A tattoo is an open wound. It's a fresh open wound, and you need to treat it as such. So if you kept putting cling film around an open wound, it's more likely to get infected, especially if you've got ink or blood or anything in it that is going to get congealed. I have a tattoo on my arm, and this tattoo has got a big scar on it because I left the cling film on for, I think, like a good 6 hours after I got it done, because I got tattooed and then I went and met up with some friends and ended up staying out longer than I was anticipating, and the blood and the ink got congealed and turned into a huge scab that ended up pulling some of the ink out and leaving me with quite a big scar. So I personally, every time I get a tattoo, come straight home, I take the wrapping off, which is usually either cling film or just like paper towel across, just to protect it until you're home, and then I rinse it with lukewarm water. I personally as well would say don't moisturize it until it gets scabby, because again, you're putting moisturizer on an open wound. That makes no sense to me. Wait until it's scabby, please. So just when it's still like in the raw stages, definitely just keep it clean. Try and wear some loose clothing. Try not to wear anything that's gonna stick to it, because that's gonna fucking hurt if you peel it off. And as soon as it starts to scab, you wanna clean it maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Just clean it with antibacterial soap. You want something that's not got any fragrance in it, and then put a fragrance-free moisturizer on top. I personally love cocoa butter, or there is a thing called the tattoo goo, which I have over there. That's really good. Just like a nice emollient cream that will help soften the scabs, because you don't want it to get too dry, otherwise the scabs can flake off prematurely and pull the ink out with them, and you'll be left with a blotchy mess. And the last thing is just be prepared to want loads more. You're gonna get a tattoo, and more than likely you're gonna end up wanting so many more. The itch is so real. When I see a space on my arms, I'm like, oh, I just want to fill it. I just want to get it filled now, please. Okay, the next thing that I got quite a few questions about was basically, the next thing I got quite a few questions about was how to stay motivated. Not the best person to speak about this to, because I don't have a lot of motivation. But one bit of advice that I heard, which has really helped and probably will help you too, is that you can't beat yourself up for not constantly working. If you feel like your time is only worth it or useful, or your time is only best spent working, doing something that's going to benefit someone else, or you know, you feel like you're wasting time when you are looking after yourself, when you are resting, when you are having a nice time, that's capitalism getting in your brain. It's telling you that you are worthless unless you are working, unless you are doing something productive, unless you are earning money. No. If you don't have anything you need to be doing, there is nothing that you need to be doing. And also, if there are things that you need to be doing, but you need to look after yourself, look after yourself. At the end of the day, all that you have is you. And this is something I'm going to repeat through the whole of this video. All you have is you, so you want to look after yourself. If you can feel yourself starting to burn out, even if you continue to be productive or do things, they're probably not going to be at the best of your ability, because you're just going to want to get them over and done with because you're feeling tired and you're feeling burnt out. You cannot beat yourself up for not working and doing things like a robot 24/7. You're a human being. You need time to relax and recharge, and that is absolutely okay. You are living through a fucking panoramic and you're still alive and you're healthy. That's fantastic. Like, that is an achievement in itself. But if you want one piece of advice when you do need that kick up the butt to get something done that you do genuinely need to get done, the thing that always helps me is just reminding myself like how satisfying it's gonna feel when it's done. Like how good you're gonna feel after it's done. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You're not gonna wake up the next day and think, oh, now I have to do that thing today. If you do it now, then you don't have to worry about it tomorrow. You can stop worrying about it. But overall, you're not a machine, okay? Please take time for yourself. So I got a lot of questions about confidence, body confidence, how to feel confident in yourself. And this is something that I struggle with a lot. Like, I wouldn't say I'm not a confident person. I think I've always been pretty outgoing and quite extroverted. I'm definitely not introverted, but definitely like self-esteem is something that I struggle with quite a lot, especially like physical confidence, things like that. So these are pieces of advice that I find very useful for myself, so it might be useful for you too. The one thing that I found actually like stupidly beneficial is fake it till you make it. If you act like you're confident, even if you don't feel it, if you act like you are, if you keep telling yourself that you are, if you project that out into the world, soon you're no longer going to have to fake it. If you keep saying to yourself, I'm great, I'm hot, I'm funny, people like me, then soon you're going to believe it and you're not going to keep doubting yourself. And the thing is, people around you are gonna believe the way that you present yourself. So if you present yourself as a confident person, other people are gonna believe that you're a confident person, and then the way they interact with you as a confident person is gonna make you feel more confident. I know it's a cliche, but you know, stepping out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself to do things that you feel like you don't have the confidence to do is going to make you feel more confident. I always hear people say, oh, I wish I could dress like ABC, or I wish I could do my makeup like ABC, but I'm not confident enough to do so. Okay, do it, and then you're gonna feel confident to do it because you've already done it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think I get it with my volunteers at work, and they'll say, you know, oh, this dress is so cool, but I'm not confident enough to wear that. Why? Why are you not confident enough to wear it? All you have to do is put it on. And if you put it on and you just, you know, wear it like the great piece of clothing that it is, that you think it is, you're going to exude confidence. You do need to push that comfort zone a little bit. You need to push the boundaries a little bit. And if you want to wear something, but you feel like you don't have the confidence, you want to wear it. So why don't you? I think, as I said, you are all you have at the end of the day. You know, you are the person that you spend the most time with. So why would you want to feel like shit? Why wouldn't you want to just feel great about yourself all the time? What harm could happen from you telling yourself that you are hot shit, that you are great, that you are sexy, that you are funny, that you are intelligent, that you are all those things? There is no harm in doing that. There is nothing bad that can happen from that. And I think the more you tell yourself that, the more you're going to believe it, and then the better and the more confident you are going to feel. Literally nothing bad can happen from doing things that are going to make you feel good about yourself. Wear the skirt, okay? Wear the crop top. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing bad's going to happen. Only good things are going to happen, I promise. I've got a couple of questions about food and relationships with food and how to build healthy relationships with food. And I will say, I'll preface this by saying that I am not someone who has had a unhealthy relationship with food. I have never had an eating disorder. I've never had disordered eating. At least I don't think. I'm pretty certain I haven't. So probably the best people to speak to about this kind of stuff are specialists or people who've recovered from said eating disorders if they feel comfortable to talk about it. But I will give my 2 cents if that's something you're interested in. So the best way I see it is that, and again, this is something that probably is not helpful, maybe it's not particularly constructive, I don't know, but this is how I've always seen food. This is how I've always seen it. That food is a delicious, enjoyable experience. Eating should be an enjoyable experience. And life is really fucking short. So why would you want to spend your life restricting yourself of the pleasure of eating really good food and making your soul and your stomach and your body happy? Like, food is your fuel. Food is keeping you alive. It's keeping your body healthy. And no matter what you are eating, because I'm not here to talk about diet or health, like actual health, you know, healthiness. I'm not here to talk about that. I don't care how people eat. That's people's businesses and none of mine. But I personally think the best foods for you to eat are the ones that leave you satisfied, full and happy. I really love the idea of intuitive eating. I think that is just the best way to go about eating. I hate diets so much. I think they're bollocks. They don't make any sense most of the time. And I hate this culture that we live in. Like, I remember my ex-boyfriend's mum was on Slimming World, and she would make us like really nice dinners, and then she would eat a plate of homemade chips, and that was all she would eat, because she wasn't allowed to eat the other foods because they were seen as sins. And it was like, what? I wish that we lived in a culture where there was no pressure to eat a certain way or to live a certain way or to look a certain way, because it just makes me sad, because there's just so much pleasure in eating and cooking and things like that that I really hope you don't have to miss out on. Hi, if anything looks massively different, it's because I had to charge my camera battery, and I've been gone for probably like an hour and a half waiting for it to charge up. So if the framing looks different, the lighting is different, that's why. So another question I got a lot, was basically how to feel better about weight gain, gaining weight, your body changing, just like coming to terms with the way that you look. This is something I've struggled with for like the past year and a bit because my body changed drastically over a very short period of time. I'm still not sure why. I think part of the reason was because I changed the pill that I was on, and that had a lot of other side effects that I'm not on the pill anymore. I don't know whether I'll speak about that at some point, but yeah, I came off the pill, not because I want a baby, just want to clarify that. Within a year, I went up 3 dress sizes. I used to fit into size 6s and 8s, easy. I was tiny, and now I'm a size 12 on the bottom, 10 on the top, and it comes in waves. Like, it definitely comes in waves. Some days I will feel absolutely great, and some days I will think that I'm the most disgusting person that's ever walked the planet. And it's hard, isn't it, because you know that there's nothing wrong with gaining weight, because there isn't. There is nothing wrong with gaining weight, and I want to put that out there right now, and we're going to get into better brain places. But I just think, like, it's so ingrained into us that thin is good, that smaller is better. Smaller spaces, the smaller the space you take up as a woman, the better you are, the more worthy you are, the more beautiful you are. And it absolutely sucks because I'm saying this is like from me, but you know what I mean, like, you know that it's fine, and it's unrational for you to be, it's irrational for you to be thinking the way that you're thinking. And I think sometimes it's hard to get your irrational thinking in check, and I think sometimes you have to be very, very real with yourself and remind yourself that there is literally like a billion things worse that can happen to you than gaining weight. Like, you could die, you could lose a family member, you could, lose a pet, you could lose a job, you could, I don't know, like there's so many more terrible things than gaining weight. But for some reason, people are so terrified of gaining weight and getting bigger, and you shouldn't be. So my friend Fran, who I love very dearly, she has been so good to me and so helpful. She's always the person that just knows exactly what to say to me when I'm having like one of my bad episodes where I just feel horrible. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that I love my body and that I have body confidence and that I feel, super full of self-love, because I don't. I don't yet, and I want to, and I'm gonna get there. I want to at least be neutral, like I want to at least just be like, okay, well, this is it. You know what I mean? But some days it gets very hard. But I want to kind of give you some advice that Fran has given me, because it has been like so beneficial to me, and it's often her that I can hear in my head like saying these things to me. The first thing I want to say is that the reason why you feel so terrible when you gain weight has got nothing to do with you and everything to do with the world around you and the way that society pressures you to be thin, to be small, to be petite, and everything around you is telling you that you have to lose weight. And I need you to just try and block that out, because the issues that you are having in your brain in reality have nothing to do with your body. So you feeling awful because you've gained weight is not necessarily going to be fixed by losing that weight. It definitely has to come from the inside, and you definitely have to readjust the way that you think about your body and readjust the way that you are so hard to put my thoughts into words. Like, for instance, let me give you an example. So you have a pair of jeans and they're your favorite pair of jeans, and you put them on one day and you realize that you don't fit into them anymore. They are way too tight. They feel super uncomfortable. You can't get the button done up properly. And you then think, well, I need to lose weight to fit into these jeans again. No, what you do is you get rid of the jeans because you don't fit into them anymore, and that's okay. It's a piece of fabric, it's fine. What you're gonna do is you buy yourself a new pair of jeans that fit you really well and make you feel fantastic. This is such a huge thing that has made a huge difference to the way that I see my body. Having clothes that actually fit. But because for a long time I tried to deny the fact that I had gotten any bigger, that I hadn't changed, and I would try so hard to squeeze into things that just didn't fit. I remember I had a pair of leopard print jeans which I actually bought in a bigger size, so I didn't lose the jeans, I just have a pair that actually fit me now. And I remember putting them on one day and I wore them to work even though they cut in so bad. I remember sitting down and my legs went numb because the blood circulation was getting cut off in my legs, because I just point blank refused to accept that I'd put on weight and that these jeans didn't fit me anymore. And I think about that and I get really sad, because I just think, why torment yourself? And I know that it's a hard thing to face, and it's definitely because of the way that that society tells you that you shouldn't be bigger. But accepting the fact that you have gained weight will just be infinitely beneficial for you, because you won't keep putting on clothes that don't fit, that makes you feel shit. You won't buy clothes that aren't in the right size because you're just praying that you fit into them, and then you don't, and then that makes you feel worse. I think it's quite hard, especially if you've got an image of, this is my problem as well, I've got an image of myself in my head and I don't imagine myself and I don't picture myself as the reality of myself, and that just is not beneficial to me in any way, shape or form. And this is the thing, and this is why I had to just stop then to have a little cry. We're so mean to ourselves. For what? You know? Being horrible to yourself and telling yourself that you are fat, which first of all is not a negative thing, telling yourself that you are disgusting, telling yourself that you're all these things, isn't going to change the way that you look. So what is the point in like constantly being mean to yourself? There's, you know, when you say it like that, that's when it sounds stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like you say these things, you're like, you know, oh, like, would you say this to your friend? Would you speak to your best friend the same way that you speak to yourself? If your best friend turned to you and said, I feel ugly and disgusting, and so unattractive, you would not let them just get away with that. Like you'd be like, no, you're not, you're beautiful, you're stunning, you're so attractive, and you're funny. And that's another thing, and this is the thing that Fran, and it was one thing that Fran said to me that I've always come back to and always makes me feel so much better. And she says, your body is the least interesting thing about you. Like, you gaining weight is so uninteresting. No one cares. Like, no one in your friendship group, none of your peers care that you have gained weight. They care that you're funny, you're kind, you're attractive, you're empathetic, you're, you know, great to be around, you have a great personality, and that all is there. You know, that all is there no matter what you look like. and they're the most important things about you. You know, people aren't going to think, oh, I don't want to hang out with her anymore because she's gained weight, or people aren't going to find you less attractive because you've gained weight, because most people don't care, and the people that do care don't deserve to have you in their life. I was talking to Calvin about this the other day, that I had said to myself, like, oh yeah, I want to get my legs tattooed, but I'm going to wait until they're more toned, or I'm going to wait until they're slimmer, I'm going to wait until this. Why? What's the point? Because what if they never slim down? Am I just never going to get them tattooed? What's the point? That's sad. Why would I restrict myself with that? Why would I think, oh, I'll wear that dress when I'm slimmer. Once I've lost weight, I'll wear that dress. Wear it now. Why waste your time? Why waste your time worrying about your body, being upset about your body? Like, why waste your time? Because it's of no benefit to you at all. At the end of the day, your body is just the vessel that holds everything that keeps you alive, everything that makes you a person, everything that makes you special. So why does it matter what it looks like? You know, I don't know whether I'm being like helpful in any way, shape or form, but these are definitely things I say to myself, like especially if I'm having a really hard time, I will try and just like remind myself of these things, and usually it does make me feel better. And it just, yeah, it's just, it sucks so bad that I had so many people contacting me basically saying like, help me feel better about gaining weight. And that shouldn't even be a thing. Like, it should just be a, oh, okay, you know, like it shouldn't matter at all. Like, and the thing is when I look back at pictures of me from even like 2019, like summer 2019, there is this one specific picture, and I'm not going to put it up because I don't like it. There's this one picture of me and Charlie, and it was when we went to audition for the Lynn Ramsey film, and it was funny because we hadn't even planned it, but I was wearing black and white spotty jeans, and Charlie was wearing a black and white spotty skirt, and we both had pink hair, and we both had Peach Club bags, and it was just funny, and we took a picture together. And on my birthday last year, Charlie used that picture in an Instagram story to say happy birthday. But my arms are so thin, and my face is so thin, and I look at that and I don't even know who that is. And at first, when I first saw it made me feel really shit, because I thought, oh my god, I'm so much bigger now. But now actually when I think about it, I'm like, oh no, I look so much better now, because I don't look like I'm gonna snap, you know? Like, I don't know. It's hard, and in our lives our bodies are going to change so much, and I think we just need to readjust the way that we think about it. And it's definitely a journey, and it's definitely hard work, and it's not something that's just going to happen overnight. I think it's things that you're going to have to say to yourself all the time, and it can be really hard, especially if there are people around you that constantly talk about diets and losing weight and how big they are, how small they are. There are so many layers to it, and I could probably make an entire video talking about it, but I have already been speaking about it for like 20 minutes, so let's move on to something else. But I really hope that you start to feel fantastic about yourself, and you think that you are hot fucking shit, because you are, okay? Leading on from that as well, I got a couple asking like, how to be your authentic self, how to not like be fake around other people, how to just be yourself all the time. And I think, I hate to say it this way, but like, just be yourself all the time. I don't know, it sounds really silly, but you have to realize that you make the decisions in your life about your life. It is your life. It's literally about you. So if you are finding that you are having to play a character that is not you around someone, then you don't have to spend time with that person. I've had this before. There's this person that was friends with some of my friends, and every time I spent time with them, I would feel so self-conscious. I wouldn't talk. I would be desperate to like impress them or make them laugh, something like that. And then I just came to the realization like, oh, right, well actually, instead of me desperately wanting you to like me, I've actually decided that I don't like you because I don't like the way that you make me feel about myself. I feel afraid to be myself around you, but that's nothing to do with me. It's the way that they are behaving that made me feel that way. And you have every right to say, I don't like the way that that person makes me feel. I don't want to spend time with them anymore. Point blank, period. How to have the confidence to start YouTube, to start doing like content on Instagram without feeling like people think you're arrogant or that you're full of yourself or that you're trying to be an influencer. This made me giggle because definitely there's been times where like I've filmed myself talking about, I remember specifically I had put a picture up of a noodle dish that I was eating, and I had a few people message me saying like, what's in it? So I thought, oh, I'll just put it on my Instagram story. And I remember being like, not to be an influencer or anything. Well, it's like, who fucking cares? Who cares? The reason why I really wanted to start doing YouTube videos was mostly because the content that I really, really like watching, I was struggling to find, which is like tutorials and 3 looks and like super makeup focused. I feel like the makeup community's sort of content has veered down a different direction where it's like reviews and spent a lot of commentary, and that's not necessarily what I was looking for. So I decided to make content that I was looking for in case someone else was in the same position as me. And I also just enjoy it. Like, I really enjoy it. I love filming, I love editing, I think it's really fun. And if anyone thinks that I'm arrogant or that I'm up myself or that I think I'm something special, okay. Like, I sometimes think about people who I'm not friends with anymore watching my videos and taking the piss out of me, or looking at my Instagram and taking the mickey out of me. But like, actually, like, I don't care, because they're taking the time out of their day to think about what I'm doing. And this is completely hypothetical, I don't know if they are, but this is about, if someone is taking time out of their day to look at your content, to look at your videos, and to laugh and to take the mickey out of you or to be mean to you, that's like really pathetic on their end, because they could be spending that time doing something else. Why are they obsessed with you? Why do they care about you so much? But apart from that, here are some tips I have for you. There will be people who have an interest in what you have to say. There definitely will be people that want to hear from you. You probably already have people that follow you that think you're really cool and would love to see you talk about fashion or makeup or whatever it is that you want to make content about. There's probably people who like really want that from you, and that's definitely something that I found, because like, I didn't necessarily start my channel because I thought, oh, there's loads of people that care, but I've ended up getting a lot of people who like are excited for my videos and are excited for my content, and that feels great. Like, it feels really good, and you'll find that there are people that are excited for your content as well. For every person who thinks that you shouldn't be doing this and thinks that it's arrogant or whatever, there's going to be 10 more people that are like, oh wow, that was really cool, thank you for showing me that. So you just have to take it on the chin, I guess. I'm yet to have like any sort of hate comment or, I don't know, anybody tell me that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, which I'm nervous for the day that it happens. But yeah, there's gonna be people that want to know what you're wearing, how you do your makeup, how you do your hair, because I guarantee you there are people who follow you purely because they think that you are hot shit and they think that you're really cool and they want to know more about you. Like, I guarantee you. And also, fuck it, why not? Why the fuck not? Why shouldn't you make Instagram posts about fashion that you like? Why shouldn't you? It's your Instagram page. You can do what you want. Okay? I think the moral of my advice is basically just like, try and make your life as about you as possible without being a complete selfish dick. That's my kind of thing. It's like, your life is about you. Obviously, like, you need to make yourself comfortable. You need to make yourself happy. You need to make yourself relaxed, contented. You know, I just want everyone to be so happy all the time and so confident and so like sure of themselves, and I want everyone to just feel fucking amazing all the time. You know, that's just what I want. That's what I want for me. I want to feel amazing all the time. That's all the questions I got. Yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. I really hope you got something from this. I'm sorry that I've just babbled for like probably an hour. If you did like it, please let me know. I'd love to know if you want me to do some more of these in the future. I'd love to talk more about like sex, relationships, things like that. Because as mentioned, I've only been alive for 24 years, but I've had a lot of experience in a lot of things. Thank you, childhood trauma. But yeah, if you did like, please like and subscribe. That'd be really cool. As always, eat good, drink good, take care of yourself, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.